Just save more money. You have heard this your entire life. And here is the thing. It is not wrong exactly, but as advice, it is almost completely useless. And in some situations, following it without understanding what sits behind it will actually make your financial situation worse. In this video, I want to show you why save more is the financial equivalent of telling someone who is struggling to sleep to just relax. Technically correct, completely unhelpful, and missing the actual problem entirely. And more importantly, what actually works instead. Here is a quick story. Two people, same salary, same city, same basic cost of living. One of them saves 30% of their income every month without thinking about it. The other tries every January, lasts 6 weeks, and ends the year with nothing saved. The standard advice looks at the second person and says, "You need more discipline. Save more." But watch what happens when you look closer. The first person automated their savings on day one. The money leaves before they see it. They spend what is left without guilt. The system runs itself. The second person relies on willpower. They manually move money to savings when they feel they can afford it, which, with a variable income and rising costs, feels like almost never. Same salary, completely different outcome. Not because of discipline, because of system design. Save more, as advice, assumes the problem is intention. But almost nobody lacks the intention to save. What people lack is the right structure. And intention alone never built a savings account. For anyone living in a high inflation economy, and we covered this in detail in an earlier video, save more can be actively harmful advice. If your currency is losing 15 or 20% of its value every year, saving more local currency is not building wealth. It is losing it more slowly. Imagine you are walking toward a burning building. Someone shouts, "Walk faster." That is what save more sounds like when your savings account is denominated in a currency that loses value faster than it earns interest. The advice is not wrong about saving. It is wrong about what to save in. Most mainstream financial advice was built for stable economies. It assumes your currency holds value. It assumes a savings account is a safe place to store wealth. For hundreds of millions of people around the world, neither of those things is true right now. There are 3 things Save More completely skips over. The first is the gap between income and the actual cost of living. In a lot of cities right now, the math simply does not work at average incomes. You can tell someone to save more, but if rent, transport, food, and utilities already consume 85% of what they earn, there is no savings rate that fixes that problem. The advice is addressing symptoms, not causes. The second is the spending psychology we covered in the dopamine loop video. Telling someone to save more does not address why they spend the way they do. It just adds another layer of shame when they fail. And shame makes financial behavior worse, not better. The third is what you actually do with savings once you have them. Saving money into a low-interest account in a high-inflation environment is not building wealth. It is storing wealth somewhere it quietly shrinks. Knowing how to save is only half the equation. Knowing where to put it is the other half. And most people never get that conversation. So what does actually useful financial advice look like for most people? First, automate before you think. Do not decide to save. Automate the transfer before the money touches your hands. Your savings target leaves on payday. Whatever is left is yours. This single change outperforms every budgeting system, every savings challenge, every accountability app. Second, save in something that holds value. If you live somewhere with significant currency risk, saving more of that currency is not the answer. Dollar accounts, hard assets, stablecoins as a store of value. The goal is not just to save. It is to save in something that does not lose value while you sleep. Third, fix the income before obsessing over the savings rate. If the gap between what you earn and what life costs is the actual problem, no savings rate solves it. At some point, the conversation has to be about income, skills, additional income streams, career positioning. Saving 10% of not enough is still not enough. Fourth, deal with the psychology underneath. If you have a spending pattern you cannot explain rationally, the dopamine loop, the childhood money story, the social pressure to keep up, no budgeting tool will consistently overcome it. The tool and the underlying pattern need to be addressed together. Save More ignores all 4 of these, which is why it produces guilt and almost no behavioral change. The reason Save More has survived as advice for this long is that it is not technically wrong. In an ideal world, with a stable currency, an adequate income, and no underlying psychological patterns around money, saving more would be enough. But for most people, in most places, right now, That is not the world they are living in. The advice was written for someone else, and repeating it louder does not make it more useful. What does help is understanding the actual structure of the problem, the system design, the currency risk, the psychology, the income gap, and addressing those directly.